Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Fame with Tiffany Renee. I am Tiffany Renee. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. If you are a subscriber or if you've been to my channel before, welcome back. I appreciate you and glad you could be here. I am so excited for this video today. I know it's been a minute, so I appreciate all of your patience. You know, life has been lifing, and I appreciate you all for still being around and being patient with me while I have had all these transitions going on in my life. But I did want to bring you guys a video this weekend because I felt inspired. You know, I go off of inspired action all the time. So first, this is a safe space where we talk about everything that is metaphysics, quantum physics, spirituality, everything that has to do with elevating ourselves and stepping into who we really are and how to navigate through this 3D reality. Okay? And live our best lives while we're here. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, donate to the channel if the spirit moves you. If you're interested in body transformations, I do have a book out. It's called Pounds Down, Forks Up. It is on Amazon. You can also get it on Kindle. I will leave the link in the description below. Feel free to check it out. Without further ado, we are going to get into this video because I do not want to make it too long, but it is a good story. Okay. I consider it a manifestation success story. So get you a snack, get you a little something to drink or whatever, some tea, get you some coffee, get you a beverage, whatever you're doing, and sit back, get comfy, and let's talk about how gratitude, gratitude and sending love to your desire will bring it to you quick, fast, and super fast and in a hurry, okay? I know a lot of times in the manifestation community, a lot of people ask the question, well, how long will it take for my manifestation to come? I know. And that's not an ideal question you want to be asking because it still implies that, well, I'm looking for it because I don't have it. And you don't want to go down that road of looking for it because you're still consciously aware that you don't have what it is that you desire, right? So the goal is to be affirming that you have what you want, is to step into the version of you that already has the thing that you want, right? From where you are. Like, there's already a version of you that exists that has that thing that you want. So you just want to move onto that timeline where you are already experiencing having that thing. So you want to embody the version of you that is already doing that thing that you want, or already has the person, the material thing, or experiencing the circumstance or situation that the current timeline that you're on is not experiencing. So the way we do that is by observation, right? That's what quantum physics has taught us, that nothing moves until you observe it, right? We activate a timeline by our observation to it. So every time you observe something, you're activating the timeline. So that's the experience that you're going to have. And you experience everything that's on that timeline. And all possibilities exist simultaneously. So you can choose to observe anything that you want at any point in time, and you're going to be on that timeline to experience everything that comes along on that timeline, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. including your desire, right? So the goal is to already claim that you have the thing that you want. That's really what a lot of the coaches teach. Now, I understand the whole getting it fast, but we live in a society now that has kind of started to really relish in the instant gratification situation, okay? Like, instant gratification has kind of become the standard, right? For a lot of people, because so many things you can get like that, right? And I think people really also want to apply that to manifestation. It's almost like, well, if I can get everything else super fast, you know what I mean? Then I want to get my manifestation fast. I want to get what I want fast, right? Bless, that's totally fine, right? Because everything already exists. It's already here. So really, what's preventing us from experiencing what we want? It's our own resistance to it. Like, we can be really having everything we want right now, but we have our own resistance. Like, we're getting in our own way, and we keep telling ourselves whatever limiting beliefs that we have, or whatever, we're arguing for the limitations, arguing for why we can't have it, or why it doesn't make sense, or, if we're being realistic here, then it's not possible, whatever, just arguing for our own limitations as to why we can't have the thing, really. And that's why we can't have the thing, because we keep saying that we can't have it. And so the universe just keeps giving us evidence to prove to us why we can't have what we want, because we keep giving it reasons to prove to us that we can't have it, right? So we keep creating a bigger gap between what we want and our desires. Like, we're doing it. The universe isn't doing anything. We're doing it. Okay? You can have what you want tomorrow. You can have what you want in the next hour. If we really just dropped all resistance and just truly had what Neville Goddard calls just absolute faith. If we could deny all of our senses, deny everything that our senses is telling us, deny all logic, what logic is telling us, and had just stand in the absolute faith that, okay, what I want is it's already here, because there is no separation from us, which is what Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about with quantum physics. There's no separation. That's the point. You already have what you want. Like, you can't be separated from it all, because we're all connected. We are all one, right? Everything. You're one with everything, and everything is one with you. And so you're not even ever separated from your thing. You just may not be able to see it. And Brown and Bendy recently had a video, I want to say like a week or so ago, where she touched on that exact thing as well. Where she says that you have what you want. Like, and she starts affirming that she already has the thing that she wants. It's just not in her physical eyesight yet, but she knows she already has it, right? So that's why I love Neville Goddard's teaching so much, because he stands in the absolute, that he knows, like, he already knows that he has it. Well, he knew, because he's passed away, but he knew that he had whatever it was that he wanted. He just stayed in that, regardless of what he was being thrown, regardless of what it looked like in the physical reality. He, in his imagination, it was a done deal, right? Because everything is whatever you say it is, right? Like, everything is whatever you say it is. Everything is whatever you believe to be true. Whatever you believe to be true is that's what it is, right? So I digress. But I just wanted to set that up, okay? That being said, I had another concert. Of course I did. The first concert of 2023. And it was my faves, New Edition, okay? This was such an old school nostalgia concert. New Edition had called the Legacy Tour. And if you know, you know. If you went, oh my gosh, okay? Oh my gosh. So I wanted to go. And I missed them when they came to my city because I was working and everything. So the next closest city was a couple states away. So I went to Kentucky to see them. This was on Friday, this past Friday. And I was like, I need to be in the front row because of the lineup. I mean, it was going to be Tank and then Guy and then Keith Sweat and then New Edition. I mean, I'm like, I have to be in the front row for all of this amazing R&B deliciousness, okay? And I could not find a front row seat. And I had been looking for a couple of weeks. Could not find a seat anywhere, which this is not the first time that's happened. Because, you know, my mantra, you know, front row or I don't go, right? But I said, there's a front row seat with my name on it somewhere. I don't care. And I'm going to drive 120 miles. And I'm going to get to the venue. And I'm going to get a front row seat. Like, I don't care. Like, I didn't even have a ticket. Like, but I'm going to go with the absolute faith that I'm still going to be in the front row. I don't even care. Because this is too good of a concert. And I'm just going to go. And I got my outfit together. And I took a half a day off work. I stayed over the whole week. Like, this is me acting as if. I know some people, I guess, don't really like, you know, acting as if. Some people call it other things, and that's fine. It's never what Neville Goddard called it, acting as if. Watch my other videos. I do this a lot when I want to manifest stuff. I act like I already have it. I act like I already have my front row ticket. Okay? I become the observer of the timeline of the reality where Tiffany Renee already has her front row seat. So if I already have my front row ticket, what would I be doing? I would not be wallowing like and stressing out like, oh, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Yeah, I still checked back on the sites and all that stuff. Still checked to see if there were tickets available. You know, the practical thing, yes, I still did that. I also was like, well, if I already had my ticket, I would be getting my outfit. I would be working late every day of that week of the show to make sure I could take a half a day so I would have time to drive to Kentucky and still have all of my hours in for the week. I would be seeing how I'm going to do my hair. I would be doing this. Do you see what I'm saying? Making sure I got money for parking. I would be making sure I do this. I would be making sure I got, you know, money in case I want to buy a souvenir this time. I might do you see? Acting as if. Make sure there's plenty of gas. Make sure I was planning the trip up there regardless. Ticket or no ticket. Because in my mind, I'm like, I don't care. There's a front row seat with my name on it. Like, there's a front row spot for me somewhere in that arena. Period. Whether I can see it or not is irrelevant. I don't care if I can physically see it or not. It's there, and I'm going to be there. Okay? And I left, and I said, my outfit is too cute. I had a really long ponytail in. I said, this ponytail is front row ponytail. Okay? Okay. Like, I'm going to be in the front row. And I made it to Kentucky. And I went to the box office. And they were like, oh, the closest seat we can get you is like 20th row. And I just thought, oh, me? Me? Front row queen? In the 20th row? Oh, darling. Oh, no, thank you. I'll check back. I'll check back and maybe they'll release some extra seats. Like towards the end of the show. Or like right before the show starts. Like sometimes they do. And they said to me, ma'am, you have like a 0% chance of getting a front row seat at this point. We're just telling you. And I said, oh, okay. But in my mind, I thought, oh, you have no idea. You have no idea who I am, okay? I'm going to be in the front row. You have no idea. Like, come on, this is my reality, okay? That was their reality, bless. Okay, they were being very logical. looking at the statistics and looking at the physical, okay, that's fine. That was not my truth, but that was theirs. And I let them have their truth. And I was going to stick with mine, which was I'm going to be in the front row. Period. So I kept checking back on the sites, kept checking back. And then I could hear Tank had just come on. The show started at 7:30. And before then, I want to say around 7:25-ish, I said, you know what? I'm going to take a deep breath. And I'm going to send love to every single person who is in the front row right now. I'm just going to send them a burst of loving energy because I know how it feels to be in the front row. It feels so good. It is such an electrifying feeling to me. And I said, I'm going to send love to everybody who's in the front row. And bless everybody who got a front row seat. Like, I'm sending you so much love. And I'm going to clean on this. I'm going to clean on it. I'm going to do Ho'oponopono. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I'm just going to remove whatever blockages, whatever resistance that might be standing in the way. I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to clean on it. And I kid you not, I think I just stood there and I just felt that gratitude for the front row. I sent love to everybody who was in there, and I felt just nothing but pure gratitude for the front row experiences that I've already had and that I knew I was about to have that night. And I was just cleaning. And I felt lighter. And then after maybe 6 or 7 minutes, I just stood there just cleaning. Standing like a little corner. And just looking around at everybody all dressed, all looking nice. And I was just cleaning. Just cleaning. And then I had this inspired action. My intuition said, check Ticketmaster on your phone. And when I did, it was like really like nothing but grays at first, right? But this particular time after I did this moment of gratitude and did the Ho'oponopono, on the side of the stage, like the stage was in the middle, and like on the diagonal sides of the stage, it was like level 1. So you were like right level with the stage. There were like spots of that were there at first. They were completely empty, right? Like I'm not empty, but like gray, as if like sold out, right? On both sides of the stage, all of a sudden, all of those seats were open. It was all blue dots, including the very first row of level 1, which was like the same height of the stage. Like you were right diagonal of the stage. And I clicked the very first seat. So I was looking right over the front row on the floor. And when I got down there to my seat, I was like right behind the band, like 2 of the band members. And I was literally looking like right, like diagonal of the stage. It was really a phenomenal seat, really. So I wasn't front row on the floor, but I was front row on the diagonal of like that section, like the upper level section. And we were like eye level, like right on the same level of the stage. And I had been to that arena before, and I was in the front row, like on the floor, but I had never been in that section. It was really a phenomenal seat, phenomenal view. And I was there while Tank was performing, while Guy was performing, and while Keith Sweat was performing. And they came over like to our set, like to the edge of the stage, and they were like waving to us. And, like we got a lot of attention. And I got my life over there. Okay, wait, because the drummer was like right there. We were like fist bumping. And while I was up there, I could see people who I knew, like the New Editions drummer from like other shows who I had gotten to know. I saw him and we chatted because I was like up and he was down there. I saw their security and who he had known me from different concerts, and I, saw him. We waved and everything. So he got to see me from up there. So it was really cool. The DJ, he and I were vibing, and like it was so cool. And we chatted, and I'm like, I'm talking to all the musicians and talking to security and talking to everybody, and I'm like on the second level, like I'm, you know what I mean, on the first level. It was so cool, and I had so much room to dance. And after Guy finished performing, if you don't know any of these people, please Google them, because like they are like R&B legends, especially like Teddy Riley and Guy, like, and Keith Sweat. They brought the new Jack Swing era, and oh my God, okay, just oh my God, if you know, you know, okay. I got my entire life, okay. I don't remember the last time I danced that hard, like, like my soul needed that. Oh my gosh. But Aaron Hall, who's the lead singer of Guy, he just came out in the crowd and just like started meandering after he was done. And he was just taking pictures with people. And so I just like excused myself and like went down the steps, and his security guard was there. And there was like a whole bunch of people because Aaron's back was towards me. And his security guard, like, I just was like, hey, can I take a picture of him? And his security guard was just like, hold on a second. And like he tapped Aaron, and there was a whole bunch of people on the other side. And he like tells him to like turn around, disregard all the other people, and to take a picture with yours truly. Like, what? I was like, come on, universe. Are you serious? And then so I get to have a selfie with Aaron Hall, and we had a little chat. I told him that I had drove 120 miles to see them. I had never seen Guy perform live before, and they were phenomenal. And he was so grateful, and he gave me a hug, and he gave me a kiss on the cheek, and he was just so nice. And I was like, holy crap. And I went back up to my spot, and we was jamming some more. And then New Edition came out. And then I saw some stuff happening down in the front. And so I went down to say hi to security man and to see if I can get a better video shot. So I go down there, and I say hi to security man. And we're just chatting. And I was inquiring about whatever was going on. And he was like, oh, it was something they were doing for like, he was going to like sing to like one of the little girls or something like that who was there. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And I said, well, since I'm down here, can I stay? And then he was like, I mean, I don't care. As long as the people behind you don't mind. But it was just like one of the standing spots. So I didn't have a seat, but they had like this gate. So I was just like leaning on the gate kind of near where security was standing. So I was still in the front, but just kind of to the side. I was in nobody's way. Nobody was complaining because we were all standing up anyway. Like, and he, like, no one told me to leave. And he was just like, as long as nobody's complaining. So I just ended up down in the front row. And like, he was teasing me a little bit, saying like, you came from up there all the way down here, you just gonna take your front row spot. And I said, you know, I'm always in the front row anyway, you know. And I said, you know what, sometimes in life you just gotta take chances. And you know, we're just kikiing, you know, kind of like back and forth or whatever. But it was so funny, and I had the best time. And we got love from New Edition. I mean, they came over to my little spot in the corner of the front row, and they were just waving and blowing kisses. And I was like, holy crap. I ended up in the front row anyway, like I wanted in the first place. And got great footage, of course, of New Edition. I got great footage, period. But, of course, I ended up in the front row for New Edition set, who are the headliners. And it was just like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I still ended up in the front row in the end. Twice. I was in the front row in the first section, the upper section, and ended up in the front row on the floor where I wanted to originally be for the other part of the show. So, I know I was talking fast because, you know, I don't want to make this video too long, but the point was, all I did was stop, take a breath, and send love and gratitude to the front row, which is where I wanted to be. I was trying to deliberately manifest myself in the front row. I was observing the version of me that was already in the front row. And what came to me was, you got to be grateful for it. Feel gratitude for your front row experience, and it will come to you. And somehow, some way, listen, I don't claim to understand all the semantics of how this incredible universe operates, but there is an intelligence in the nothing, what appears to be nothing, what appears to just be empty space. There is an intelligence, okay? The creator created an intelligence in the nothingness, okay? Abraham Hicks talks about the nothingness in I believe the Ask and It Is Given book, and even quantum physics talks about the nothingness. They call it like the quantum field, and it used to be called like the ethers or whatever they called it, but the quantum field is like, there is an intelligence that is listening, that understands, that picks up on what it is that you're trying to do, and is able to hear you even if you can't really articulate what it is that you're trying to do. It's like it gets it. It just understands your feeling. It understands your vibration, and is able to decipher what it is that you want and bring it forth to you through the path of least resistance, through the path that will be easiest to you, in a way that you can receive it, in a way that you can believe that it's possible to receive. You know what I mean? If you just open up and let it. And so the gratitude part really helps open up the possibility of you getting the thing that you desire. It's almost like a confirmation that it's already mine because I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for having it because I already have it. And I've heard so many other manifestation coaches say there's just something about gratitude. There's just something about gratitude. If they can't even pinpoint what that something is, they just know there is something about feeling gratitude for something that just shifts. And it's like it puts your manifestations into hyperspeed, and it just brings it to you. So you can apply this to anything. And when I tell you I got my entire life, my body is still sore, okay? My legs, my ankles, my feet, my neck. Like, I was dancing so hard, okay? I was dancing so hard in that arena, okay? Listen, you would have thought I was in like the music video all by myself, okay? I was doing the choreography. I was doing, okay, listen. They played all my jams, okay? I was jamming. So there were times when I had to put my phone down and just put it in my pocket, and I just went ham, okay? I got my life. And I'm so grateful. I'm still so grateful for that. Like, I feel like I danced from my soul, okay? 80s and 90s kid Tiffany came out, okay? And I loved every minute of it. I actually got tour merchandise, which I rarely do when I go to concerts. I bought me some serious tour merch like this. Keith Sweat, come on, Keith. Come on with the bling, okay? I mean, I had to do it. Got me a couple t-shirts and a bag, and I'm like, I just wanted to keep blessing the concert. I just wanted to keep blessing them because I felt so blessed in that moment. Like, it was just like electrifying for me. So, and I was just so elated afterwards, you know what I mean? And I just, yeah, everybody, the dancers, the crew, the security, like, everybody was so, I was just feeling a high. I was just blessing everybody because everyone was so awesome, so amazing. So I hope that this story helped you and inspired you and uplifted you to channel that feeling of gratitude for what it is that you desire to experience in your life, because All things are possible. Everything that you want already exists. It is already attached to you. You already have it. You are not separate from anything that you want. Nothing is separate from you. It is only the illusion that you are separate from it. That's all. You already have the thing that you desire. Separation is an illusion. So they even talk about that in the Law of One material. And Brian Scott has a amazing interview that he just did with the LL Research team. Check out the Reality Revolution channel on here. The LL Research, he just did it, and they talk about that as well, and how everything is connected. We're all connected, and nothing is separate from anybody. Like, we're not separate from each other. You're not separate from your desires. We're all connected. You already have the thing that you want, and that's right there. That's the biggest, that's the paradox. That's the thing. The biggest lie that's being told is this idea that we are separate from anything. We are not separate from anything. There is no separation. There's no such thing as separation. We couldn't be separate from each other if we tried. And quantum physics has even proven that. Especially with the string theory and stuff like that. Like, we're all light. We're all divine light. We're all extensions from the same divine being. We're all extensions of each other. We're all connected to each other. So anything you desire, it already exists. It's already yours because it's your desire. You gave birth to that desire. So it's already yours. If it wasn't yours, you wouldn't even have the desire to want it. You couldn't. It's already yours. So I just really want you all to know that. And I'm saying this as a reminder to myself as well. So I'm talking to me too. Okay? I'm talking to me too. Couldn't be separated from what I want if I tried. You couldn't be separated from what you want if you tried. It's just the illusion that we don't have what we want. And Roxy Talks had this, we had a confidence chit chat that she did on YouTube a couple of days ago. And I mean, that was one of the things she talked about, having confidence in your desires, having confidence in what you bring to the table, and having confidence in the knowing that you can have and do and be whatever it is that you want, and having the confidence to know that you can literally just call it forth, and that you don't have to be anything or anyone extra to have it. You can be right where you are and have exactly what you want. You don't have to be taller or richer or thinner or more famous, or you don't have to make more money, or you don't have to have a bigger house, or you don't have to drive a better car. You don't have to, have nicer clothes. You don't have to do any of that. Brown and Bendy, Dominic Davis, said the exact same thing about a week or so ago. You can manifest exactly where you are. Where you are right now is more than enough for you to have your desire. You don't have to wait to become something else in order to get what you want. Your worthiness doesn't start after you become something. Get what you want now. You know what I mean? It's not contingent upon, oh, I can't find love until I get a better body and get more money and get a bigger house and get a flyer ride or whatever. No. If you want love now, then you're enough to have it now. where you are in life is enough for you to still have love right now. You don't have to wait for anything. If you are ready, if you feel that mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, you are ready and you are open and you love yourself enough and you are whole enough and you want to just share your life with someone, you just want a partner, you want to just, as Abraham Hicks says, rendezvous with someone else and just see what happens, you can do that right now. You don't have to wait for anything. You don't have to wait for something to give. No. Open yourself to receive love now, right where you are. You don't have to, if you want to go travel and do stuff, you don't have to wait until you hit the jackpot, or you don't have to wait until, I don't know, you've done something else. You don't have to wait until you've saved, over $20,000 before you have, you can go and travel and do stuff. You don't have to wait for those things. You can just set an intention. I'm intending on traveling the world, or traveling cross country, or I just want to do some traveling for a month. You don't need to know how that's going to happen, but you can just decide that that's what you're going to do. And you're going to find that inspired action will come to you. And you'll see that doors will open for you. And all of a sudden, somebody might reach out to you and say, hey, something's going on with me and I just need to get away and I want a traveling companion. You want to come? I'm going to be traveling for a month because I just can't even with life right now. I just want to travel with somebody, and I'll pay for everything. I just want someone to come with me. And there you are. You get to travel for a month and you get to do it for free. You know what I mean? And you didn't have to save up that $20,000. Like, things happen like this all the time. You just have to ask yourself, am I being open to all harmonious possibilities for me to get what I want? Or am I limiting the possibilities of me getting what I want to only what I think is possible to get what I want? Or to only what society has said, or how I was raised to believe is possible, or what sounds logical or possible. Those are very limiting. This is a massive universe. There are literally almost infinite possibilities for you to get what you want in the most harmonious, peaceful ways. Easy ways, fast ways. Ways that you probably have never even heard of. And I believe that Roxy had a video about that as well. You know, a lot of coaches talk about that. You don't have to be married to one particular means of getting your desire. There are so many ways for you to get what you want. You just have to ask yourself, am I open to different ways of getting what I want? Or am I only open to getting what I want in a way that makes sense for me? Because then you've closed yourself off to probably millions of ways that it can come to you. And stop listening to other people. If they can't see your vision, if they can't understand your logic, you know what I mean? Even if it's illogical, that's fine. Your vision is not meant for everybody else. That's why it's your vision. Okay? Your desires and the way it shows up is going to be conducive to you. I don't know anybody else who would drive out of town on a whim to go do something and just on pure faith. I don't really know anybody else who does that. Not anyone in my circle. And I've done it more than once. Check out my recent video on how I went to see New Edition before and Janet Jackson. When I drove to Kentucky, I had no money. I had no ticket. I had nothing, but I knew I was going to go see them. And I got there And I met an awesome, like, random person who paid for both of us. We got 5th row, which was right next to the stage because of the way the stage was built. And I got to see New Edition and Janet Jackson that one night. And all I did was pay for parking. And I had just total absolute faith that I don't care what happens. I'm going to Kentucky and I'm going to see Derby. And I'm going to see New Edition and Janet Jackson. And it was just pure faith. And I did it. And I had the best time. And I saw them. And I got great footage. And I couldn't even believe it. Just this random person just showed up. Perfect bridge of incidents. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know anybody else who would have done that. But that's what absolute faith is. That's what just trusting that all things are always working out for your good. Because when you're not separated from the thing that you want, nothing in the 3D reality can stand in your way. I mean, I knew I was going to have a seat there. Like, I knew it. And I'm like, I'm going to drive this 100 and something miles, and I'm going to have a seat. And it's going to be a good seat. Because at first I wanted front row, but then I said, you know what? Because of the way the stage was set up, I said, I'll take anywhere between the first 5 rows, and I ended up in 5th row. And it was the best, like, it was like the best seat, and it was like the best show. And this random person was so cool and just bought my ticket for the both of us. And I was just like at the best seat right next to the stage. Like, what? I'm just saying. I've done this. I've had bills paid. I've had rent paid. I've gotten food. I've gotten tickets. I've gotten shows. I've gotten backstage to meet artists and celebrities. I've gotten so many things. Just blessings. All because I was open to the way it showed up. I was not limiting how it can show up to me. So just be open and always, always, always add that gratitude. Do not forget, thank you. Thank you for this thing. Thank you for this thing that I'm receiving. Thank you for paying this. Thank you for this working out in my favor. Thank you for this loving relationship. Thank you for this ideal health. Thank you for this amazing body. Thank you for this great skin. Thank you for paying all this debt, whatever it is, fill in the blank. Thank you. Gratitude goes a long way. And it just feels good. Okay, I'm really done now. All right. And I'm thanking you for sticking around and watching this video. And thank you for all of your support. Appreciate you all so much. Take care and have a wonderful, wonderful day.